Сегодня особенный день в зале. Тренировку проводит олимпийский чемпион 2008 года Ширвани Мурадов.
Islam Makhachev has once again amazed fans with his latest training clips, shared in the lead-up to his upcoming title defense against Jack Della Maddalena. Meanwhile, Alexander Volkanovski commented on Della Madalena's impressive takedown defense during his bout with Belal Muhammad, saying it likely eliminated any doubts he previously had. Volkanovski added that Jack seems to have made significant mental strides and now only elite-level wrestlers may find it difficult to control him on the ground.
Islam Makhachev is going to be fighting Jack Della Maddalena. How do you think those two match up?
I think Jack's fight against Belal was a perfect fight for leading into that. Just purely, you take a lot out of stop and takedowns, because again, there's every fighter still going to have little doubts that are going to creep in. You know, I'm sure Jack was going through that, being like, all right, like, you know, worried about, you know, what if he takes me down and all that. But the fact that he was able to stop it and feel so comfortable, I guarantee you he's leveled up again. His confidence in his takedowns has just went up significantly leading into this fight. I think his confidence is going to be at a whole nother level. So through camp, like, I guarantee you if he's back in training right now, people trying to take him down are going to find it almost impossible. You know, only the top guys are going to have a chance of taking him down, and they're going to have a very hard time even holding him down.
Islam Makhachev has been refining his use of elbow strikes, adding a new level of danger to his already dominant ground and pound game. Renowned for his grappling control, he's now incorporating elbows more aggressively to inflict damage, cause cuts, and create finishing chances, making him even more dangerous when in top position. Arman Tsarukyan shared his perspective on a potential matchup between Islam Makhachev and Ilia Topuria, calling it a closely contested and entertaining fight. He highlighted Topuria's striking skills, particularly his crisp boxing, but pointed out that Topuria hasn't yet faced a grappler of Islam's caliber. Tsarukyan believes the fight could go either way and added that if he doesn't receive the next title shot, Topuria is likely the top contender in line.
If Islam and Ilia fought for the title, how do you see that one playing out?
It's a tough fight. Ilia, better striking, good boxing. He never fought with guys who can wrestle very well like Islam. So we'll say it's a 50-50 fight.
Do you think they're going to give Ilia the opportunity to fight Islam for the title if it's not you?
I think so. I'm open for everybody from top 5.
Another key weapon in Islam Makhachev's arsenal is his exceptional conditioning, which enables him to apply constant pressure throughout the entire fight. His ability to maintain a high pace without slowing down is well known, using his endurance to break opponents while remaining focused and effective even in the championship rounds. Charles Oliveira sees Jack Della Maddalena as a legitimate threat, largely because of his measured and tactical fighting style. He pointed out how Jack methodically wore down Belal Muhammad instead of chasing an early finish. Still, Oliveira believes Islam will stick to his strengths in grappling, and the result will likely hinge on whether Jack can stay upright and keep the fight standing. According to Oliveira, Islam's relentless pressure could be the deciding factor.
Quem que você acha que ganha entre o Jack Della Maddalena e o Islam?
Maddalena, ele é jogo muito complicado, porque ele é cara que... Ele não vem pra te nocautear rápido, ele vem pra te finalizar, ele vem te magoando, né?
Aos poucos, né?
Aos poucos. Yeah. Foi o que ele fez agora na luta contra o Bilal. Só que eu acho que o Islam vai se dar muito bem nessa categoria, né, mano? Agora vai estar muito mais forte, é jogo que, tipo, ele gosta de agarrar e botar pra baixo. Eu acho que o Jack Maddalena fazia a mesma luta que ele fez, né? Agora contra o Bilal, batendo, movimentando, saindo, machucando, é uma luta, mas se deixar o Islam agarrar e botar pra baixo é o time.
Philip Rowe weighed in on a possible showdown between Islam Makhachev and Jack Della Maddalena, expressing confidence that JDM would come out victorious. While acknowledging Islam's championship-level skill, Rowe questioned whether he's physically suited for the welterweight division. He believes Jack has the ability to get back up if taken down and that his striking power could overwhelm Islam. Rowe predicted that Jack would secure a finish before the fight reaches the judges.
Philip Rowe, what's cracking, man?
Chillin'.
Hey, now listen, you're welterweight. You've been in the game a long time. Islam moving up to 170. Is he big enough for 170?
My personal opinion, I don't think he is, but he's a champ. We'll see when he's there. You know what I'm saying? He has a fight. He's fighting the champ. That's the best 170 in the world right now, right? So We'll see.
So you don't think he has the size, but how do you think he does in a fight versus JDM?
I personally think JDM beats him. I think JDM will be able to get up if he does take him down. I don't think he'll be able to take JDM shots. I think personally he'll stop at Islam.
Ilia Topuria shared some tactical advice for Jack Della Maddalena ahead of a potential bout with Islam Makhachev, suggesting that well-timed straight shots to the body could help deter takedown attempts. He explained that targeting the midsection can throw off a wrestler's rhythm and make them think twice before shooting. Topuria also complimented Jack's striking abilities and mentioned he enjoys watching his high-pressure, aggressive fighting style.
Have any advice for Jack, who might be coming up against Islam Makhachev next?
The advice, like, he has to work the straight body shots, because that takes away the intentions of the takedown. If he works with the straight body shots, he's gonna stop his intentions of the takedowns. And he's doing a great job in striking. I like how he fights.
Dustin Poirier weighed in on the possible matchup between Islam Makhachev and Jack Della Maddalena, predicting the fight could be decided early. He mentioned that if Islam manages to secure takedowns in the opening rounds, he's likely to come out on top. However, if Jack successfully defends those takedowns, his boxing skills and physical strength might prove overwhelming. Poirier also pointed out that Islam's striking can appear a bit unconventional, mainly because his opponents focus so much on preventing takedowns that they leave openings for his strikes.
Do you think he beats Jack Della Maddalena?
I think we'll find out first, second round how much trouble he has getting him down. I think if he gets those takedowns, he's gonna get the win. If Jack can stop those takedowns, which he does have good takedown defense, I think the boxing and the size could wear on Islam and give him some problems. But his striking's, awkward and different. You have to worry so much about the takedown. You can't plant your feet and throw off those number combinations and really rip and sit on your punches, because he's going to change levels. So it changes the way you fight. Well, for me, it did. I'm speaking from experience. So we'll see how Jack approaches and how Jack executes out there. But if you're worried about takedowns, your shots are different. You're not sitting on everything and standing in front of the guy. You're trying to move and be light on your feet. I think the first 2 rounds will tell us how this fight's going to go.
Islam Makhachev acknowledged that Jack Della Maddalena would be a challenging adversary. He commended Jack's growth, particularly after his showing against Belal Muhammad. Islam pointed out Jack's early difficulties with wrestling in the UFC but recognized the significant progress he's made recently. He described Jack as a dangerous and well-rounded competitor, adding that their upcoming fight will determine who truly deserves the title of the best.
What do you think he's going to be a hard fight for you? I know he said he wants to get one back for Alexander Volkanovski here.
Yeah, it's gonna be a hard fight. Honestly, it's gonna be. I saw his fight against Bilal. He's good, man. He is good. When he beginning fighting in UFC, he had problem with the wrestling, but now he's improved, because I see he training a lot with their wrestlers, with their grapplers, and that's why he's a champion right now, and he's good everywhere. But we will see who is the best fighter in the world.
Yeah,
very soon. Yeah. And it's going very quick.
Islam also opened up about the challenges he's facing trying to gain weight for the welterweight division. He explained that after years of cutting weight, adding muscle mass isn't easy. Although he's increased his lifting and is following a strict regimen, he's only managed to put on about 2 kilograms so far. Islam emphasized that he wants to build strength properly, through focused training rather than simply eating more.
I will try to be big, it's not easy, man. All my life I cut weight, but now when I want to be big, my weight stays same position, I try to lift more. We do some program and slowly, we bring 2 kg right now, but I don't want to be big by food, eating and not training. I want to be with muscles, I want to training and bring some muscle.
Dan Hardy expressed skepticism about Islam Makhachev's prospects against Jack Della Maddalena in the welterweight division and questioned how long Jack might hold onto the title. While he respects Islam's dominance at lightweight, Hardy isn't convinced that success will automatically carry over to a higher weight class.
I think Della Maddalena's got a bright future. I don't know whether he's going to hold the belt or he's going to lose it to another one of the top contenders and then pick it back up again. I don't think he's going to lose it to Makhachev, though. I think Makhachev holds the lightweight belt against anybody in the world, on any day, including Ilia Topuria. I don't think if he moved up, he would have much success against Makhachev.
Hardy added that should Islam win the welterweight title, it would solidify his status among the sport's all-time greats. He already regards Islam as the #1 pound-for-pound fighter and feels the current welterweight division is wide open, giving Islam an ideal opportunity to make history.
Islam goes up to welterweight and wins that second belt. What do you think that does for him in terms of his legacy? Surely that just puts him on the Mount Rushmore, right, of MMA?
I mean, it does for me. He's pound for pound best right now anyway, in my mind. It would be very, very impressive. You know, he is the kind of fighter that can definitely make that transition. And honestly, I do feel like the welterweight division is open right now for someone to come in and you know, cause an upset. There's been times in the past where it would have been harder for someone to come up from another weight class and do that, but now seems like it's primed. It's a little bit unsettled. The belt's kind of moving around a bit.
Joe Rogan offered a contrasting perspective, praising Makhachev's unexpected size and strength for a lightweight. He expressed amazement that Islam can make the 155-pound limit, given his solid build and vice-like grip that applies constant pressure once he secures a hold. Rogan emphasized that Islam's physicality makes him one of the most dominant grapplers in the division.
You know, like Islam huge.
Yeah.
He's big, dude.
Yeah.
When I interview him in the cage afterwards, I'm always like, how?
Really?
How are you 155?
Yeah.
How?
I know.
How?
I know.
He's thick. He's got a giant back.
Yeah.
And when he gets a hold of guys, it's like he's just got this leverage, this grappling squeeze.
Rogan also commended Islam's improving striking skills, saying it has become more than just a compliment to his wrestling. He pointed to Makhachev's head kick knockout of Volkanovski as evidence of his sharp timing and high fight IQ, noting how risky it was for Volkanovski to take that bout on short notice against such a dangerous opponent. Rogan said that moment proved Islam's striking has evolved into a serious threat, not merely a setup for his grappling.
And his striking has leveled up significantly. Like his striking is much, much better than it was when he was younger. He's a threat everywhere. Like when he knocked out Volk with that high kick.
Yeah,
and
that was
crazy. But granted, if I was in Volk's corner, I would say, no,
I know.
You're not taking it. You've been drinking beer and eating kebabs. Like, there's no way you're taking this fight on 10 days notice. I don't care how confident you are. I don't care how much you like fighting. That's a crazy thing. I don't care how much money they're paying you, because you look at the slide that his career took, right? He arguably won that first fight with Islam. Very close fight, loses a decision.
Gilbert Burns expressed support for Islam's transition to welterweight, suggesting he belongs there due to the difficulties he faced cutting weight at 155 pounds. Burns called Islam one of the world's top pound-for-pound fighters, but acknowledged that Jack Della Maddalena poses significant challenges. He highlighted Jack's training alongside elite fighters like Craig Jones and Volkanovski as a key advantage and expects the matchup to be closely contested and tough. Burns emphasized that Islam must respect Jack's striking and composure to come out on top.
Islam is working very hard. He's been saying vocal that he wants to go up to 170. I think he's a big boy. He killed himself to make 55. I think that's the right division for Islam. He just tweeted something after the fight that he will not vacate the title, and then he vacated the title. I don't know, but probably that was in the negotiation. Yeah, I like him moving up. I've proven himself. He's #1 pound for pound right now. It's a good fight. Jack and Islam closer than people think, especially with Jack Della Maddalena doing a lot of training with Volk, with Craig Jones, those guys that kind of back the Islam on that first Volk fight. I think they're going to have a lot of info, a lot of study, a lot of answers. It's closer than people think, this fight. I really like this fight. I don't have time right now. I didn't have time to dig deep a little too much on that fight, but I think it's way closer than people think, and JDM has a clear shot.
Javier Mendez, Islam's coach, stressed that they are taking Jack Della Maddalena very seriously. He warned that anyone underestimating Jack hasn't been paying attention. Mendez praised Jack's toughness, particularly in his fight against Belal Muhammad, and said the entire team, including Khabib Nurmagomedov, is fully aware of how dangerous Jack is. He emphasized that their camp is preparing for a grueling 5-round battle.
You know, if we as coaches think Jack is easier, we're stupid. We are very stupid. Then we didn't watch the Belal fight, because Belal can take a hell of a shot. He can take a hell of a shot, and he took him. And he gave him 2. Belal gave him 2. So it was a war. That fight was a war. And you know what? For us to think it's an easy fight for us, you know, what kind of idiot coaches are we? Habib's not an idiot, and neither am I. And neither is Magomed, neither is Saif Safullah and Muhammad, the other coaches that they work with Islam. We're not stupid.
Daniel Cormier advised Islam Makhachev to sharpen his wrestling ahead of a potential fight with Jack Della Maddalena. He pointed out how challenging it was for Islam to secure takedowns against Dustin Poirier and highlighted Jack's recent elite-level takedown defense. Cormier believes Islam needs to enhance his control and set up techniques to avoid trouble against such a skilled opponent, calling this possibly Islam's toughest test at welterweight. Meanwhile, Sean O'Malley described the Islam vs. Jack matchup as a high-level contest but sees a potential Islam vs. Topuria fight as an even bigger event. He praised Islam's win over Belal Muhammad, which has increased interest in the Jack fight. O'Malley also warned that if Jack can stuff takedowns and land clean strikes, the fight could be very competitive and closer than many expect.
At Islam relinquish his belt and go up to 170. Got JDM taking on Islam Makhachev. I still think Islam's skill for skill is just so high level. For him to go out there and do what he did against Belal was very impressive, made that Islam fight more interesting. If JDM can shut him down and throw those hands, but Islam's boxing is underrated. That dude is slick. His kickboxing, his timing, like he's a high level black belt in every aspect of MMA.
Big belt. Who give him that?
Jack versus Islam, I think, is huge. Not as big as Ilya versus Islam, but who knows? Maybe they both win and Islam comes back down to 55 and the fight's even bigger.
Ali Abdulaziz confirmed that Islam Makhachev is set to compete for the welterweight title before the end of the year. He noted that Jack Della Maddalena currently holds the belt, but if Jack is unable to fight, the UFC may declare the title vacant and match Islam against another contender for the championship.
When will it happen, Islam and Jack?
Islam fighting for the title this year. The non-interim title, a title. Jack Maddalena is the champion, but if Jack is not available, it will be someone else fighting Islam for the title. That's what the UFC told me. That's what Dana told me. That's what Hunter said. Everybody said that. You know, and that was one of the stipulations. If Islam go up, Jack get injured, and I hope he's healthy, and he seemed like he's healthy. This title will be vacated and Islam will fight for welterweight.
Stephen Thompson expressed concerns about Islam's size moving up to welterweight, noting that many fighters in the division are naturally larger. While he recognized Islam's world-class grappling skills, Thompson also pointed to Jack's strong showings against wrestlers like Belal Muhammad as evidence that this fight could be highly competitive.
I don't know, man. I mean, when you're going up to the welterweight division, those are some big boys. And I know Islam Makhachev walks around fairly heavy, but a lot of these 170s, they walk around real heavy. I'm talking about, over 205, 210 to 215. Some of the guys that I faced would walk around at that weight. I think the height, I think they might be the same height. I think JD might be a little taller, but when it comes to those guys and their strength, Islam, I think, is going to have a tough time. Now, do I think he could get it done? Yes. I think he's that good of a grappler. But like I said, JDM has faced some of the best welterweight grapplers and wrestlers in the division. Belal being one of them. I think it's going to be a tough night for him. I would like to see Islam fight Topuria. That's just me. I would love to see that fight happen. But if he comes up, we'll see what the UFC gets behind. And we all know you got to convince the UFC to make it happen. And you do that first by getting on Twitter, shouting it out, and get people talking about it. And that's what Islam did. So we'll see if that fight happens with JDM.
Robert Whittaker believes Islam Makhachev could actually improve his performance at welterweight, highlighting how difficult it is for him to cut down to 155 pounds. He suggested that Islam's power might translate well at 170 pounds and compared the move to Ilia Topuria's jump in weight, calling it the million-dollar question that fans are eager to see answered.
Maybe. It's, I guess that's the million-dollar question. That's the question everybody's asking. And that's kind of the question. It's the same situation as Topuria as well. How good is Topuria? But what's he going to look like up weight division? Same with Islam. By all reports, though, the weight cut was really hard for him, like really, really hard. He's super strong for that weight division, which, must translate well to moving up, making it a little bit easy cut. Maybe he gets a little bigger. It's, I'm very, that's the million-dollar question. Everybody's asking the same.
Whittaker also noted that moving up in weight always carries some uncertainty, making it difficult to forecast the result. Still, he believes Islam possesses all the skills that Belal Muhammad has, and perhaps even more.
Definitely, but like I said, it is hard to try to get like an accurate gauge on what it's going to look like, not knowing how Islam is going to look when he moves up. Okay, it's always the question everybody asks when anybody is moving up a weight division or down a weight division. Okay, there's so many unknowns involved. But saying that, I think that Islam can do everything that Belal does, but way better. Okay, way better.
Robert Whittaker recognized that Jack Della Madalena's most recent victory was a close but fair fight. He anticipates a tough battle if Jack faces Islam Makhachev, but believes Jack's grit and previous performances show he's ready to rise to the occasion.
And the fight, I thought Jack handedly had the fight, but it was a fight. Okay, so I don't think it'll be an easy fight for Jack, but I believe in Jack. I think he's got that X factor. He's got that hunger there. You know, he's got the ticker. And, you know, just like with Belal, just like with Burns before, I think he can do the impossible.
That wraps up today's video. What's your take on this fight? How do you see the matchup playing out? We'd love to hear your opinions, so drop a comment below. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more updates.